Good afternoon, everyone. Today's Monday, May 17th, 2021. We're continuing our fiscal 22 budget review. This afternoon, we'll be meeting with the Treasurer and Deputy Chief Treasurer. The time is now 1:05 p.m. Attending are Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. Treasurer Steve Matheson, go right ahead, sir.
Thank you. I don't think this will take much more than maybe 5 minutes or so. Quick overview, and then I'll open it up for questions. We have three functions in my office. One is the treasurer, which manages the treasury for the county, tax collector, and public administration. We have 8 full-time equivalents, including myself and the chief deputy. Our operating expenses this year are being reduced by $50,000. We have no new personnel requests. Income is forecasted to increase by $167,000 from $2.28 million to from $2.24 million to $2.28 million to $2.44 million. On the operating side, we've included a couple items that might catch your eye. One is Lori Thomas, if you remember. She's the previous chief deputy. We had a contract signed by the board. That extends into the next fiscal year. So I'm hoping to have her available for the January collection, primarily for systems-related issues. Fortunately, Jill is already up to speed on many items, so the chances of us using the $10,000 for Lori is slim to none. But in an abundance of caution, I wanted to throw that number in there. Then we added a $10,000 increase to our public administration function, just because we hadn't been tracking that very well. And this should be a pass-through account, so if we do have expenses, it should be reimbursed by the actual estate closure. But sometimes, and it becomes more and more frequently, the county does end up eating some dollars. On this one, I've overestimated as well. I don't think it's going to be 10. I think it's going to be substantially less than 5. But again, it was just a number, a placeholder. We reduced significantly the title searches that we're going to be doing next year, or anticipate doing. This is part of the tax deed process. So we've reduced that by $27,000. On capital, we have no capital expenditures anticipated at this time. However, I do want to warn you guys that we are starting to look at a possible upgrade or replacement to our assessment system and billing system. We haven't done that just yet for 2 reasons. One, it has to be a joint effort on the part of the treasurer, the assessor, and the clerk. And the assessor just isn't at a point yet to kind of jump in and make a decision. So we've put that on the back burner. We also have to kind of navigate this ongoing issue with the provider and a recent acquisition. Again, fortunately, Jill is on our team now, and she knows these people personally, both up at Harris, which is in Canada, and in Chicago, Momentum Tech, and then there's some expertise in Los Angeles. I think it's LA. It's somewhere in California, and throughout the United States. So I would imagine as we kind of start navigating that process and figuring out, we will be revisiting you guys later this year, early next year, and kind of fill you on what we've learned and what the appropriate steps would be going forward. On the income side, I'm just going to highlight one issue, and that's the biggest number that you'll see in our budget. We're currently budgeting $1.3 million in earned interest income. Like I did last year, I'm going to come back to you in sometime July and update that number based on what's happening in the economy, what the interest rate forecast is, how much money the board has decided to spend out of fund balance, if any, and all those things. So right now the placeholder is $1.3 million. With that, I'll stand for questions.
Okay. I noticed you also increased your revenue projection to 1.455.
Total? Yes.
Yes, okay.
But that's because, that's because there were some line item movements that weren't recorded in our cost center. I think they were recorded in yours. So that's part of that increase as well.
Okay. Leslie, Bill?
Nothing.
I told you it was going to be quick. When I'm telling
think
you
you
I'm
might have
coming
missed
in
it by
under
2
budget from
minutes.
last year and increasing income, I think that's a good story.
It is a good story.
Can you give classes to other elected officials?
Yeah, exactly.
How would you like to take over law enforcement? Never mind. I'm sure someone's going to hear that, and I'm going to read about it tomorrow in the paper. Philios wants to cut, oh, my God. Okay.
Would you give me a badge or a shirt?
But not a gun.
You don't want to go.
I have my own, thanks.
Anyway. Okay. Public comment? Hearing none. Time is now 1:11 PM, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.